What if I told you it was a way to possibly get Micah, Parsons, and Miles Garrett? So obviously we've been pushing hard on this channel to try to make sure that Micah Parsons get paid. And before we get into the content, we want to let everybody know that this particular video is brought to you by BetUS. At BetUS, you can receive 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two deposits, up to $2,000, promo code U2 150. So I've been listening to a lot of people, right? And what you've been hearing a lot is a lot of people talking about being open to trade Micah Parsons, right? And you hear a lot of people say, I would be okay if it was a swap, right? But a swap, honestly, is not good enough. On 3 in the morning with UGK, he asked,
these motherfuckers asses did the bark or the bites. It's both. Chill in those streets, you scared to bark on that night.
And that's how I feel about Micah Parsons with Myles Garrett. Why are we lobbying for one when we really should be trying to get both? Because if we really put our heads together to try to get both and the Cowboys do it, we are literally talking about the best defensive end combination in NFL history. You are literally talking about both of the two freakiest athletes to probably ever play that position if you combine them two. The benefit is so obvious. Why are we lobbying for one or the other? It doesn't make sense. Because now if you able to get both, it's impossible for any offense to double team both. It's impossible. It's not enough men. That also would guarantee super sacks, super pressures, and super dominations by both. So it just makes sense to really push this idea. That's one. Number two, the groundwork has already been laid if you listen, because it was already a conversation about this with CBS. I'm gonna go ahead and play that. Y'all listen real quick. This is very important. Listen.
And speaking of Myles Garrett, what are your thoughts about hearing that he said, I'm tired of Cleveland, man. Y'all got to get me up out of here. How you feel about that?
He earned it. He earned it.
Where would you like to see him go?
Bro, I honestly, I like to see him in Dallas. But I don't know if we got the money for him.
So no. Hold on. Wait a minute now. Because I know you ready.
See, let me pause that, because I know a lot of people, they accuse Micah of being selfish, right? So the first thing he said was they might not have enough money. Thank God Darren McFadden also followed up, because then you could hear the rest of Micah's thoughts, which he clarified. And Mike is completely unselfish about this. So listen.
To get paid. I know that. Would you consider maybe taking just a little tad less if you knew you would be playing opposite of Myles Garrett?
Oh, 100%.
You're a team player.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like meet at the quarterback.
Yeah, will he take less too?
Oh, now that's the key. That's the key, because both will have to kind of, take less to make it happen. So Jerry, you should throw that out to Jerry. I know you talked to Jerry.
Nah, we would definitely have to make that happen.
Yeah, let Jerry know. Like, Jerry, what's up, man? I want to get paid. I don't mind if we can make this happen. Let's do it.
As long as he let me be a little bit higher than him.
Man, that's key information right there. That's key information, and it's honest. It's honest.
Because you're younger.
I'm younger.
That's the caveat.
Yeah.
You're willing to compromise, but Jared, I got to get a little more than Myles.
Yeah.
Myles willing, not to mention Myles, there's no state taxes in Texas.
Nah, he know that.
He know that.
He want to be with us too.
Y'all better listen. He said he want to be with us too. See, he telling the truth, because Myles Garrett, people got to remember what Myles Garrett did before he was drafted to the Browns. He pretty much begged Jerry. He said, Jerry, please come up and get me. Move up and listen. He's a Dallas boy. He want to come home. It is not. Listen, after you got your first contract and you got paid, after a while, you start want to kind of go out your way. That's why Micah said it was serious and it made sense. If I'm not where I need to be by 30, I'm ring chasing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He like, Dallas, y'all better get it done. You better get it done, man. Myles is the same way. And this is why this could be realistic. You got two people that's very motivated for a ring. You got two people that's very motivated to play in Dallas. And then when you motivated to play in Dallas, you give discounts. Amari had a better deal in Washington, but he wanted to be in Dallas, so he came back and shaved some millions off his contract. Yeah, at this time, both of the guys are likely willing to do that.
And speaking of Myles Garrett, what are your thoughts about hearing that he said, I'm tired of Cleveland, man. Y'all got to get me up out of here.
You feel me? So I want to talk about how. All right. So I want to talk about how. So how would this happen? I got two major things on this that will explain how to get something like this done. Number one, you have to create a sense of urgency. Now, I'm in the Hall of Fame at the University of Houston sales, right? And I learned a very important lesson while I was in a Fortune 100 company and I was, the number one salesperson. When I was a rookie, I was talking to this guy named Chris Bello. And we were just, talking about sales. And he said something that stayed with me, and I began to use that just implemented like all kind of production for me in sales. He said one thing that stuck with me, and I just took it and ran with it. He said, I noticed something. He said, every time I'm go on vacation, I close so many policies that week. And I was over here like, ding, that's it. See, he didn't know what he said, but I know what he said. And I knew the why behind it. What happened and the reason why he had big weeks when he was going on vacation, because naturally when you going on vacation and you talking to people and you selling to them, you telling them, hey, we got to get this done because next week I'm gonna be gone. We got to get this done because next week I'm gonna be gone. So this deal that I have on the table, it's only good for this week. So naturally, every time he was getting ready to go on vacation, he would create senses of urgency, but he didn't know why he had big weeks. So what I began to do is I began to create sense of urgency every week. Every week. So when I was selling, I would tell everybody that I was talking to, this deal is, I appreciate you. I'm glad you got my quote. Obviously it's a good deal. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but I do want to let you know this policy is only good for another week. And also next week, I'm likely gonna be going out of town. I ain't trying to rush you. I just want to make you aware in case the rates change. What would that do? It would create a sense of urgency. And so then around the end of the week, guess what would happen? My phone will be blowing up for everybody that's trying to get ahead of the deadline. What did this have to do with Micah Parsons? See, Micah Parsons, he communicated that he's willing to be team friendly. We heard him do that. We heard him do that even with Myles Garrett. The problem is it's no expiration date on his promise. So what you got to do is you got to put an expiration date on it. Micah, I'm going to send Micah this video too. Micah has to put an expiration date on it. And it's also fair to him. Why should Micah Parsons just be team friendly and allow front office to take their sweet time? Because then if they are not aggressive in free agency, then why should he keep his promise of team friendly? So if Micah Parsons really want to get the Joneses, now trust me on this. Let me tell you how effective this is. Okay. So the average person, when I was selling with this Fortune 100 company, used to average about 3.5 policies a week. In the last 2 days of the year, I sold 90 policies with one intern. One. In just 2 days. That whole week, I sold 140 policies. And it was mostly using sense of urgency. It was mostly that. Where you can control. It's almost, I'm going to say it like this. Black Friday would never work if Black Friday didn't have an expiration date. Everybody know you got Friday to get this deal done. If you don't do it by Friday, them prices on that TV you want going right back up. Micah Parsons, you got to let everybody know this team friendly promise that I got, it got an expiration date on it. After week 3 of free agency, no, that deal is off. From then on, Jerry and Steven, you gonna have to deal with my agent, and I'm not answering your phone. Create this sense of urgency. You got to create this sense of urgency. So if Jerry and Steven know that they only have a small window to get you at a certain deal, that's going to make them aggressive. That's how I was able to control those volumes of people, because they knew it was an expiration. And I controlled volumes of people on a weekly basis. Just volumes, phone ringing off the hook, because people wanted that deal. Another thing Micah has to do, he has to open up direct talks for a limited time only, though. Meaning you have to be willing to negotiate some on your own. The first thing I think Micah Parsons should do, if he trying to get this super pass rush team, he should reach out to Myles himself. Direct talks. Get the homie number some kind of way. Fill him out. Confirm first that he's also open to a deal. Yeah. And if he is, then you talk to Jerry and Steven yourself. Yeah. Now you don't commit after talking to them, but you do talk yourself. See, if you want to get a deal done, like with a Micah Parsons and a Miles Garrett, Jerry and Steven would love to talk directly to Micah, because they always feel like they go get a better deal if they able to skip the agents. So you have to open up direct talks. You do. But you got to let them know, I'm going to only talk to you up to week 3 of free agency. And if Myles Garrett signed with somewhere else, I'm not talking no more. I'm done. I'm only open to have direct talks if y'all are open to really be aggressive. I'm not shaving off no money, especially knowing the cap went up, if y'all not gonna be aggressive. So you have to open up direct talks with them and let them know, if we can't get a deal done by week 3 of free agency, then deal with my agent. They not gonna want to do that, because they know the agent has one job. The agent cares nothing about team building. I want y'all to know this, okay? Agents don't care nothing about team building, nor should they. They have one job: to maximize the value of the client that they represent. They don't care nothing about Super Bowls. They don't care none of that. No, my job is to get you the max amount possible while you're young and healthy. They ain't gonna care about no super team or nothing like that. Jerry and them know that too. That's why they don't want to deal with the agent directly. They would rather talk to Micah. So Micah would have to open it up. So if he opened up direct talks And if he create a sense of urgency and put an expiration date on his team-friendly offer, that's the possibility of being able to get the super pass rush team. That's why I'm calling it. And this is what I'm going to be pushing for. Not one or the other. I want both. I want both. Project MM2025, Micah and Myles. So I'm going to be sending out stuff about this, and I'm going to be hashtagging this vision of a super pass rush team, because this could happen. This is a possibility of it happen, but sometimes you got to put out there how to get it done. And I'm the person I promise you can trust on this, because I've executed this thousands of times, where I created senses of urgency with thousands of people, and you was able to control the negotiation. You was able to control it, because it's just like Black Friday. This deal is only going to be good for a limited time. So I would want people to push this. How to merge Micah and Myles in 2025. First of all, if you talk about this anywhere on your socials, hashtag it under Project MM2025, where we're pushing to try to put them guys together. I don't want one or the other. Of course I want Micah. Of course I will want Myles. I want both. I want it just like UGK said. Is it the dog or the bite?
These motherfuckers ask, is it the bark or the bite? It's both. Chill
It's
in those
both.
streets, you scared to bark on that night.
That's what I want. So if you feel this plan, share this content. Let's get people on the boat.
It's both.
Not the one or the other. Let's start talking together about both.
It's both.
Because we literally are talking about the best super team in NFL history.
It's
It
both.
would literally be a win-win for everybody.
It's both.
Everybody, including Jerry and Steven.
It's both.
If you get Myles Garrett and you get Micah done and both are team friendly,
It's both.
bruh, do you know the optimism of the fans is gonna go through the roof? People gonna go from hating Jerry and Steven to loving them
It's both.
instantly. They're going to instantly repent of all the negative talks that been going on.
It's both.
So let's get it done. Let's get it done. How to merge Micah and Myles in 2025. Hashtag Project MM2025. If you believe in a vision, put it out there. Let people know. Push it. We want our cash now. We want them boys paid now.
Use it when you need it.
J.G. Wentworth is right. It's my money and I need it now.
It's my money and I need it now.
It's my money and I need it now!
It's my money and I need it now.
If you have a structured settlement and
Yep, if you have a structured settlement where you really want to try to make this happen, let's push for it. And it is still, and we still pushing this too. Hashtag 877 pay Micah now. We working all these campaigns. Let's get it, y'all. It's Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter.
This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.